Hey, welcome in to the PodDawg Podcast. It's a silly name phonetically, though. Pop, pop, pop. It's got three P's in it, two P's in it. Sounds like three P's. I thought it was kind of catchy. We'll roll with it. If this thing gets more serious, maybe I'll have to change it. I really don't know. We'll just kind of see. But I wanted to add this video component to things. Kind of stemming off of what I've been doing over on X. You can follow me on the link down below, or at least the Twitter name itself. And the way I'm going to go about this, it'll kind of depend. I must have to start being able to allocate a little bit more time to this. But I think initially, kind of just getting it out there, getting familiar. All five people may listen if I'm lucky. Five people, maybe 10 if I'm lucky. But we're going to walk through how we're going to go about this. And so far, we've had really good success this year. Over on X, I'm 10 for 12. It's like 83% in terms of bets, predictions, walking through things. And I've got these five pillars that I've been using, which I think is really cool. So far it's been worked. There's only been one game that I've picked that I've gone against the grain of these numbers, and that was the Texas Tech game. But that game almost went identically to how I predicted over on X. I did it in a thread form. I know this can be a bit cumbersome to read through, and they might not be the best for initial pop or anything like that. But I enjoy them. I might find another way to add those or have those types of things written out. The way I'm going to go about this, though, I wanted to kind of, just video the actual, kind of walkthrough itself. So it's going to be this kind of two-pronged approach in terms of, looking at these five pillars, five stat lines that I think kind of do a really good job without doing advanced metrics and all that stuff. Because I look at that stuff and it seems really cool. I think there's a lot of really good insight from it, but at the same time, it also kind of feels like it's just statistical people, nerds, just really flexing how they can input more data, right? And how much does it translate to the actual game itself? Sure, I think there's a lot of hidden math within the game itself, but at the end of the day, it's people playing football, and there are these certain metrics that can tell you, hey, they're moving the ball. They're not moving the ball. They're willing to take chances. And then the coolest component, I think, and I think this just comes with time. This just comes with watching football itself. But you kind of do the eyeball test of the team. It's like the scouting report, right? You're seeing the effort plays. You're seeing, are they mad when they miss a tackle? Are they mad when they don't execute the right way? Are they lackadaisical? Are they hustling to play? All those like kind of nuanced things. And obviously that's more like a film study type thing. What we're going to do is watch highlights. I know it's kind of deceptive in that way because you're seeing only the best, but you're also seeing the worst, in terms of the highlight itself if the other team does well. I like the highlights because it will give you an idea of the team's purest form, right? And it's chunked up in a way that like, okay, we can see this team. Obviously, when they play, a cupcake team, you're going to see practice squad rolling through the motions, everything's flowing, really good idea of the team. The two games we're going to watch today are actually going to be pretty good fights. But we're going to do week 5. We're doing 5 picks this week. So these 5 games, I'm going to walk through them, do these metrics, give picks, give my take on the spread, the over unders, who I think is going to win. But this whole idea of the video component is going to be just coming along for the ride, right? Seeing how the thought process goes, just documenting it. Some people might enjoy it, some people not. But hey, I think this will be cool, man. I think it might be the start of something. So let's walk through week 5. We got 5 picks. We got number 24 TCU at Arizona State. Big 12 football, 9 p.m. kickoff on Friday. What a blessing, right? 9 p.m. Hey, I should be in bed, but hey, I'm going to watch this game till 1 o'clock in the morning because why the hell not? It's college football time. No, so Arizona State's favored by 2.5, right? 2.5 on that. And then the over under is 55.5. Initial takeaways from that: Arizona State going to be maybe a little bit more of a defensive team. I'm not sure. TCU feels like they can air it out. I haven't watched TCU play at all, so I'm actually really excited to go through that one. Then we got number 1, Ohio State at Washington. That's an interesting one to me. Washington, haven't watched them at all, but their quarterback's rated really, really high. And, they have a ridiculous home record, and Ohio State has to travel there. So not a cupcake, but Ohio State's favored by 9.5. It is Tuesday, the 23rd. That line may move. Over under on that one's 51.5, 51.5. Next game, we got number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss. again, one of these games where Ole Miss just has a stupid home record compared to their away. Mississippi State's favored by 1.5. Over unders 54.5. I think I saw a tweet from Lane Kiffin. I don't know if it was real or not, but I saw it the other day. It said take the over. This man's always just kind of getting in people's heads. He'd probably benefit a little bit from maybe staying off social media. I don't know, but it's kind of fun to watch. Um, oh wow, Oklahoma State has fired Mike Gundy. Mr. Pete Thamel, thank you for the breaking news 15 minutes ago. Wow. That's I think everybody saw that. Funny take on that. Pointless. It's like a game almost. Just ooh, can I reply? Oh man. Yep, he's gone. Okay. So anyways, Ole Miss 54.5 is the over under on that. Then we got number 6 Oregon at number 3 Penn State. Massive game for the Big Ten. Rematch of that Big Ten championship from last year. Penn State's favored by 3.5. 52.5 is the over under on that game. And then we got Auburn at number 9 Texas A&M. Wow, what offense are we expected there? Actually, kind of low. The Big 12 has the highest over under, doing 52.5. I think Texas A&M scored 40 points in every game they played this year. Their offense is rolling. But yeah, 52.5. So I think the way we're going to go about this, again, I'm going to just kind of walk through. The first game we're going to start with on this specific point is going to be number 24 TCU at Arizona State. We're going to kind of walk through. We're going to see these 5 metrics that I think can have a pretty good determination of how the team's performing, how they're moving the ball. Is the coaching staff willing to take some risks and just overall control of the game? I want to see how they're controlling the game. Um, and then we'll kind of walk through and we're going to do the scouting report of the kind of quick watch of the highlights. We're going to watch TCU versus SMU from last week, and then ironically enough, we're going to watch Arizona State versus Baylor last week. Both of those pretty close games from what I can remember. And again, I've watched a few Arizona State games, not entirely. I watched them play Mississippi State, which was a nail biter, and then I have not seen TCU play yet, so I'm excited to do that. So let's jump in, man. Let's do this thing. I appreciate you guys. We'll put this right here again. Just hey, I mean, come on, it's the PodDawg Podcast. Why not enjoy it? See that right there? Yes, sir. All right, let's go screen share. Let's see. Let's start with ASU, man. Let's check these guys out. All right, let's check these guys out, man. All right, so what we got here, these 5 pillars we're going to look at. We're going to look at third down efficiency for the team. Yikes. We're going to look at fourth down efficiency for the team. Holy crap. Kind of expected that. But at the same time, we're also going to look for, and this kind of just speaks what I'm seeing already from old Kenny. Willing to go for it, man. He's going to take his chances. But we're going to look at fourth down efficiency, and then how often. Then we're going to look at average rush yard total for the year, time of possession, and then are we plus or minus in the turnover margins? Okay. So let's start with this, man. Third down percentage for the Sun Devils. Okay, 30%. Not great. Not great, but they make up for it, man. So they got 63% on fourth down, and my man Kenny goes for it, dude. 7 out of 11 attempts. So just kind of looking at that, that tells me like, hey, obviously we're not getting it done in the first 3. I would imagine this next one, the average rushing yards, is a little bit better than I thought. And they're running the hell out of the ball, actually. Big 12, baby. Only team that can't throw it. No, I'm just kidding. They got less passing yards. But regardless, so we're gonna look at this average rush yard for them, 5.4. Not bad, not great. Better than some for sure. They got 876 yards on the season. So I mean, they're definitely a rushing attack, man, and that's kind of Kenny's bread and butter. I think that's what's going to even last year with Cam Scattaboo and that team. I think it kind of led to their success, man. Because if you can run that freaking ball, dude, I mean, yeah, you can run the ball. All right, so let's see, time of possession, 33. Yeah, they kind of just starve you. They really just starve you. Like I like how Kenny his teams control pace, and the turnover ratio +3. Let's roll over here real quick too. This one I don't really put a ton into this, but I do like to at least see where the defense is at. Let's see what they got going on here. So sacks for them, they've got 32, no, 13. Not bad. I mean, they're getting after it. 13 sacks on the season ain't bad. INTs, they've got 2. They're a little chaotic on defense. 5 forced fumbles. They're swatting at the thing, yes, for sure. Let's see. Got 3 interceptions. Yeah, that makes sense. +3 in the turnover margin. I like it. Cool. Works for me. All right, and then we'll jump over here. Let's go to number 24, TCU. And ultimately, again, these metrics are going to change, I'm sure. But so far, like I said, 82% on the season on these picks. Slamming the over-unders, the spread, and the upsets, and just kind of the money line itself. I'll take it, man. So those are tough numbers to get. Let's see if we can keep up that success. I imagine that won't be the case, considering this is gambling. But at the same time, it's fun, man. Clear. All right, let's jump over here. We got I apologize for this. Let's jump over schedule. We'll jump over to the schedule real quick. We'll break down these TCU fellers. A lot of hype from them. I'm seeing a lot of people buzzing overall. SMU's a good win. North Carolina. I watched some of that game. I think North Carolina's that impressive. SMU seemed like they had a good team. All right, so third down percentage. Whew, we're cooking. 62%. Like those odds. And fourth down, 83%. Wow, heck yeah. So we're converting. We're moving the ball. TCU to me, I've made this joke a few times on there. Seems like every 5 to 6 years, man, they just have God on their side. Like they put a team together that's good, and they roll, they do their thing. They're definitely throwing the ball, but they're not running it though. I mean, 524 yards, 5.2 yards a carry. I mean, it's moving, and with those third down percentages and fourth down percentages, it tells me like, hey, they're not worried about getting yards. They're going to get the ball down the field. If they have to, they're going to throw it. If they have to, they're going to run it. We're averaging 5 yards a carry. Let's exhaust them with passing, and then just kind of run the ball. I mean, it seems like a good method there. Time of possession, yeah, they seem like they may be explosive. They've scored a lot of points, 28 compared to Arizona's 33, and then turnover ratio is +2, so not bad. I think probably most of that came from North Carolina game. I would imagine a lot of that came from the North Carolina game. All right, so where we're at, sacks 8, 3 interceptions, and 1 forced fumble. So defense isn't necessarily crazy, causing a bunch of havoc. But I mean, dude, we're getting 51 points a freaking game. So, and again, we'll go back over here real quick. North Carolina wasn't specifically impressive. That was a nice little fight there with SMU. Yeah, not bad, man. Team looks good. I like it. All right, so let's jump over here. Now we're going to jump into the eye test, and these are just going to be kind of initial takeaways. We're going to walk through this together. Again, this is the first time I'm watching TCU. This is the first time I'm watching Arizona State, like in terms of the games. But let's start with Arizona State. I think this will be a fun one to go through. This is going to be ASU versus Baylor from last week, and that was a pretty close game. Kenny Dillingham, man, he's got these teams, All right, just making sure it it jumped over correctly. Appreciate y'all's patience, man. We're gonna get through this. This is gonna be fun. Let's go full screen with it.
In the battle for the iron skillet for the final time, TCU and SMU, the Big 12 versus the ACC. Sonny Dykes, of course.
I know there's a lot of times too that like my face is just kind of hanging open.
Rhett Lashley, the head coach for the SMU Mustangs, had his team in the college football playoff just 1 year ago. dating back to two different schools.
All right, so let's check this thing out.
SMU has it first. And on first down through the A-gap, T.J. Harden, the UCLA transfer, barrels his way across the 30 and a gain of 6. Wade McSparron on to punt. 2-1 SMU Mustangs, second year in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Jordan Dwyer, Idaho transfer, a little bit of real.
You know, sometimes like your brain just doesn't work, and sometimes you can't be embarrassed about it. But hey, I know we just previewed saying we're going to watch Arizona State and Baylor, but turns out we're going to watch TCU and SMU first. Okay, so scratch the first plan. Here we are, man. Come on, get it together, dude. Let's figure this thing out. I mean, come on, man. Have some standards. Do what you say you're going to do. All right. So we're going to watch the SMU game first. Sorry about that.
State dancing out short of the 35 in Dallas. First touch for the Horned Frogs. Jeremy Payne in it, running back with a crease. And a big gain.
Number 26. Decent speed. Good offensive line.
An impressive Monday night, Labor Day night victory against North Carolina. Nobody gave the Horned Frogs a chance. Here's Josh Hoover. And escapes out of bounds back into field goal range. A 13-yard gain on the ground. Sonny Dykes electing to go for Carolina. Nobody gave the race.
That was good. I've heard a lot about Hoover. I know people have talked about him. And again, man, TCU, they just figure a team out every like 5 years.
Monday night, Labor Day night victory against North Carolina. Nobody gave the Horned Frogs
maybe a bad rep by the defense on that one, but he's got wheels. He can run.
Sonny Dykes electing to go for it.
Going for it on fourth.
Hoover's going to escape. Straight ahead for the first.
Not crazy speed from him, but just enough. Get those. That's all you need to do. You can get those if you need to.
Floated far side and caught.
Yeah.
Tearing the jersey and into the end zone. Eric McAllister.
Okay.
And the first touchdown of the
Hoover.
season for the
Hoover can play ball.
Transfer from 27 yards out.
Well, the ball hadn't found him yet.
Wow. What an eval. I mean, that's backyard football right there. Not the best spin on that, but I mean, got it to where he needed to. Let's check out this defense, man.
Section's going to try to make an impact on this game.
Mentioned Jordan Hudson.
Decent push.
Return after the elbow injury. Chris Johnson to the edge. And SMU with its first down. 14-yard gain on the ground for the Mustangs.
Good push on that. Nose tackles get fired right there.
Able to fire a strike to Jordan Hudson. And Hudson. 2nd and 12, Jennings. To his right. The pump fake, the fling.
Yeah, Jennings is crazy.
And the grab was made for a first down by Jalen Cooper. So the talented freshman.
You can actually do fade balls to him as well because he has the size and the speed to make the play.
Hoover, quick strike.
Good check down.
DJ Rogers, short of the line to gain, brought down to the 25. So Hibner in motion. Jennings the other direction. Front pylon. And incomplete.
Good throw.
Jordan Hudson, it was bobbled for a moment.
Yeah, no, that was a really good throw. I like that.
And unable to catch it cleanly inbounds.
Well, Jordan Hudson receives
not a great throw, actually. Look good, though.
The field goal attempt coming for Sam Keltner, who technically is the backup kicker, but had a better preseason camp. And from 28 yards out, and the right hash, Keltner.
Gotta love Big 12 football, man. Big 12, and I guess SMU's ACC now.
Texas. You have a Purdue transfer and also one from Mizzou among that front four. 2nd and 10, Hoover under duress, fires it into traffic.
Offense feels like they could probably throw with anyone.
For the first down. Payne again.
There's that 5.5 yards, 5.2 yards. Yeah, spread.
Brett Lashley's club.
Like they're gonna pass it, not running.
Curtis in motion.
They sneak up on him.
Grab the first of the afternoon, in the morning, I should say, by Jordan Dwyer.
One thing I like to see too, and I'm seeing it with TCU, but not so much the SMU team, is I love to see the receivers fight for those yards after a catch. And like it seems like every player right now I've seen catch the ball, they want that an extra like 2 yards. They want that extra advantage. I like to see an offense have that mentality across the board in terms of aggression, to fight for the yards as opposed to that catch and kind of fall down. And I like to see the next step being taken. It shows like, hey, we're fighting, we're trying to move the ball, we're driving this thing.
Hoover ran it in this instant moments ago. Instead, it's DJ Rogers inside the 15, another first down. Clean pocket for Hoover. Jeremy Payne into the end zone.
Bad defense.
And it's that easy for Josh Hoover, his second touchdown pass of the day.
They fight, though. I like that.
But watch him out of the backfield. It's going to be matched up against a linebacker.
I like that they fight for yards.
To be ready. He tries to fight through the traffic, and unfortunately, he's not able to. As a linebacker, you have to understand that those cut splits mean you could get picked. You have to go over top or underneath, and Payne knows that as well, so that play is run.
Just played it. Defense played that wrong.
Josh Hoover, calm, cool, and collected.
Hoover does seem comfortable, though. He seems like he's been there.
Electric just yet. Off the screen, Romello Brenson.
SMU just relies on speed.
Miami transfer. Good start
east to west, stress you.
Senior campaign.
Right now to go inside. I want to attack the receiver.
Take advantage of space.
EB in motion. Harden able to keep those legs churning and crossing.
This TCU defense, though, I mean, they're doing all right. They're not. I wouldn't say they're super impressive, but they look like they got some decent speed, decent size.
Directing traffic, a late delivery, and it's complete. First down and more to Ymir Knights.
That wasn't great.
And he was right at the line of scrimmage and delivered it exactly when he had to. On third down, Jennings sidestep one defender across the goal line for the touchdown. Matthew Hibner.
I mean, it's backyard football.
Not only that, this unbelievable block on the edge. You're going to see essentially Kevin Jennings has more time.
That D-line ain't
he gets
great.
The ball across his body while he's
they got some dudes, but they don't have like
3 runs. Now they're running it more, so they're keeping the defense on their toes.
Backside pressure, Hoover sensing it and was fortunate to maintain possession of the football with Cam Robinson
held on to it a little too long there.
But for SMU, you can hold them to a field goal, force a turnover. All of a sudden, now you have the momentum, even though you've played poorly.
Very multiple in their offensive front.
Hoover, end zone. McAllister.
In the pocket. He'll take some risks. He's a gunslinger.
By Smoke Robinson.
I think he had 3 interceptions on the year. I expect that entirely when a guy's going to push the ball vertically.
And he takes it from him for the interception.
Devin Deal, the tackle.
It's a matter of how consequential, and it looks like that might have been kind of consequential in this game, because I know this wasn't necessarily a blowout for him.
Plenty of time. Jennings to Harden.
SMU dink and dunk, just spread space.
Harden still on
well, you got to tackle him.
Still alive. Charting the legs.
That's a big dude, though. Everybody else looks small compared to him.
The top receiver for Kevin Jennings so far this season.
Not a great arm on that kid.
Jennings delivers wide of his intended target, Brinson. It'll be 4th and 7. Keltner from Keller, Texas. Redshirt freshman and the backup kicker to start this season. Keltner stoics it off the upright.
And it's a game of milliseconds. It looked like Sam Keltner actually stepped a little bit early before the ball was snapped. I don't know if it was nerves.
Impressive to hit the upright, though.
I'm
not
sure
easy.
What actually told them at halftime.
Not easy at all.
Whatever it is, it worked.
Scott Simon said we have to bend, but don't break in this game.
Dang, bud.
On the crosser. Big play. Still in bounds. And
that's a big-bodied receiver.
Every defense has one soft spot.
Maybe a traditional X right there.
Longest play of the afternoon. 48 yards to McAllister off the pump fake. McAllister again. On second down, here's Hoover into the flats. Manjack has it. Tries to shed one defender and another. Across
There's that fight for yards, man. There's that fighting for yards.
And there was an opportunity to stop him.
Love to see that, man. So he could have easily right there.
Had a chance to make a tackle, but he didn't.
I want to keep going. I'm going to score this thing. I can see it. No gloves. Not even a wristband on number 24.
Great effort.
Heck yeah, dude. All right.
Down in 6. Pocket is there. Safety valve is too. TJ
It's a big back, dude. That was a good hit.
Would have been consecutive 3-and-outs forced by this TCU defense. Play caller Andy.
He's got
Avalos.
a lot of time, though.
Great job he's done. RJ Maryland, first time we've called his name, and the
really
tight end back from the ACL
any pressure
tear.
on him at all.
He's too strong, so that was the size.
It seems like they're so worried in the back end trying to get this for coverage. They're worried to send too many people.
Healthy.
This defensive line, though.
Kevin Jennings across the line of scrimmage. Now will run it. Bad ankle and all, no problem. A first down inside the 30.
I expect them to run right here, but just keep an eye out on Jennings as this game goes on.
TJ Harden through the hole on his feet.
See, the issue that I'm having with TCU right now on their defense, and this is just kind of where I'm at. D-line, they're not explosive. They're not twitchy, but, I mean, they're holding them. And now the issue with that is obviously a defensive line that is not explosive or twitchy. They're not getting home. This Jennings guy is kind of just sitting back there. Feels like he's got like 4 or 5 seconds on every play. Pockets breaking down in kind of a weird way. And now the D line in the run game seems like they're holding the offensive line. And then this is where it starts to worry me, because that tells me like, all right, defensive line is big and strong. But now you go to that second level, and now your linebackers have to execute. And we're still not seeing great run gap discipline on that. They're still kind of moving it. And I mean, based on what I'm seeing, 876 yards on the year, 5.4 yards a carry from Arizona State. They're going to run that freaking rock, dude. And especially being at home, something to look out for on that.
D'Amico Green, the SMU running back, very high on his potential. Jennings,
a little pressure.
In zone, breaking open and caught.
I can't tell if they're playing man, but I mean, it seems like they're just lining up man. Just, hey.
75 yards in 10 plays.
And this is similar to Kevin Jennings'
it feels like they're just in man.
Earlier in the game. He's fading one way, throwing it the other, but his receiver.
Kavorian Barnes, the starting running back. Trent Battle in, flanking Josh Hoover. He'll motion out on 3rd and 2. Hoover surveys. Pass is corralled in a first down. Manjack using his mind.
I need to look up these stats on number 14, dude. No gloves, no wristband, no nothing.
Defense so far today. Battle against
they just got skill.
Down and more.
Not crazy speed on them, but just enough. That was a lot of misdirection.
Jeremy Payne also trusted. And small one in motion.
Hoover's got a nice presence to him, though, man. Just comfortable back there. Not worried. Not worried about nothing.
3rd and 2 and 3rd and
Good
4
command.
this time. The Horned Frogs need 15. Hoover, flush, down the field. Man-to-man coverage.
The number 1. Yeah, it's a big body X, man.
He did not out of bounds.
This time he let it go too low.
Good catch,
though. Call high point. Catch the ball at its highest point. The only issue is that left foot may have been on the line. And if it's on the line, it's first foot down, then it's out of bounds.
Kyle Lemmerman, the starting kicker for the Horned Frogs, banged up.
Damn, they ain't making a field goal.
Is wide right from
Lord have mercy.
Ponies need 8. Jennings off the back foot. Tight end came back to retrieve.
I'm surprised he doesn't get the ball swatted more at the line, dude. He's got a crazy freaking just sidearm motion. You think they'd get their hands though? I feel like with a good defensive line that would happen.
McSparrett. Jordan Dwyer.
Yeah, I don't know.
ACC does take a look at all of those plays.
A close game going into the 4th.
On 3rd down, a big completion and a first for TCU. Jordan Dwyer.
Number 7's.
It's 2 old Southwest Conference rivals, toe-to-toe, one last time.
Hoover's staying in that pocket, dude. He ain't worried. He's watching down the field. He's comfortable. He trusts his line. He has 2 sacks on this game that I've seen so far.
DJ Rogers.
They got so much out there, man. They're gonna hit you somewhere. It's 4th down.
A 4-point game.
They're 83% though.
After the
I'm guessing they converted that one.
Forcing the quick punt by TCU.
220 pounds. He's 6'2", built like a linebacker.
See this defensive line and get some push, man.
See them throw the ball down the field.
It's been effective. UCLA transfer. Jennings off the back foot, lofts it, racing underneath.
Hey, dude.
Is Romello Brinson. Sam, I didn't think he
got
had
good
a
speed.
chance. Then he turned on the Jets.
Just, I mean, hey, go for it. Go get it.
I don't know how he did that. Romello Brinson had
just go get it.
Stopped in his route.
He's going to throw it over there.
Going to be sacked by Devin Deal, but the level of acceleration and focus and
you down there?
Winding down in motion
go get
quickly as Hibner.
All the time.
Confident in the pocket. Seam route. There it is. And the SMU touchdown.
Dang.
Jordan Hudson is all the way back. And the Mustangs have their first lead.
I bet their offense, when you watch them, though, like if we watch the full clip, like full game, I bet you're like, dang, there's a lot of just inconsistency on that. I'm not doing SMUs, but I don't know what their stats are.
And he allows Kevin Jennings just enough time.
I feel like it went to backyard football, though.
Protection by Harden, this play doesn't develop. And then Jordan Hudson runs a seam route. We talked about that cover 2 and the way they try to play it. Perfectly run seam route to split that defense.
Time for Hoover, delivers a strike to McAllister.
Big body. You got to get him down, dude. Yeah. McAllister.
For the TCU touchdown.
Great speed on him.
It's the most critical down.
Yeah, if you don't get him down, dude, I bet.
Hoover's going to get it to Eric McAllister on a 5-yard
bad tackling,
slant.
though.
But Jalen Davis
That's Big 12,
number 11,
ACC.
Or number 13, and Jaden Milner-Jones, number 11, both missed
I'm not talking
tackles.
junk about him, obviously. I couldn't do it.
On third down,
Jennings just gunning it. Hey, go get it.
Coverage, and I don't think
Pass interference? No. Big body on 2.
Straight incompletion, spanning just 19 seconds. And McSparron back on the field for the Mustangs. No fair catch for Dwyer. Jordan Dwyer around quickly after a punt of 50 yards. Nothing on the return.
SMU was bringing pressure. I expect them not to bring pressure this time. Rush with 4 and drop back.
McAllister in the seam. Hoover waiting. Now delivering straight up into the air. That throw was bothered. McAllister like a center fielder.
That play don't count. That ain't happening. That was just luck. That was a bad decision.
For a moment.
But it worked.
Ran down towards midfield. Now on third down. There's McAllister. Can he do it again?
Yeah.
Yes, he can. The hat trick for number 1 for the Horned Frogs.
All right.
Run you. So
of high school operations. We asked Coach Lashley about the relationship. He said it taught me confidence. Speaking of confidence on the field right now.
Andy Avalos thinking about bringing pressure. He retreats. Jennings off the back foot. And it's
All right.
intercepted. Picked off.
Well, I mean, watching TCU on that one, you know, good takeaways, obviously. Hoover's a baller. I think everyone's kind of talked about him coming into the season. He's played there for a little bit. You know, he seems real comfortable. Offensive line, not going to judge SMU too much. Haven't seen enough, but the offensive line seemed like they were doing their thing. Receiver, biggest takeaways though, like the way they're spreading that ball out. I think I saw every receiver fight for some yards in some capacity. Number 14, hilarious. Not even a band on, bro. Just out there, naked arms. Throw it to me, coach. I liked his fight for that one. Number 1 though, Big Body X. They seem like they have like one of these combos, kind of similar to the year they played Georgia in the national championship. I forget that receiver's name, but he was a freak. He had dreads. He looked more like number 7. But defensive line, not explosive, man. And again, kind of going back to what I was talking about, like against a good run team, if you have a defensive line that can at least, you know, hold the offensive line, you need to have the next level be able to fill in. And I just wasn't seeing it with this game. And again, this is highlights, so it is kind of tough. Suppose we could go look at the actual numbers themselves, but I'm gonna kind of just keep going like this. They're lining up, man, a lot in the red zone, it seemed like, and that field goal was bad, dude. But all right, so I don't know if that's enough. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if that's enough to make a good decision on this team. But just kind of those initial takeaways, you know, it's kind of what I expected from a TCU team. Now let's jump over to what I said we were doing the first time versus Baylor, Arizona State. Let's check out the Kenny and the boys. See how this team's looking this year. Again, 875 yards on the season, 76. They're doing their thing. That's 12 minutes. This one's probably gonna be pretty quick. It's a Fox. Baylor, I've seen them play against Auburn. They were decent. Baylor can move the ball. I know that. I mean, that team Baylor looks impressive, man. They're big freaking team. Arizona always feels like they're like a nagging team. Yeah, they're punching. Like I said, they had 5 forced fumbles. So, I mean, Kenny has them pretty chaotic. Good push. Arizona State don't look bad, though, body-wise. Like, those guys, yeah, they look like they're doing their thing. Love it. Bad throw. A bad throw. Wobbly. Good awareness on that, man. They're missing tackles, but they're hustling. They got hustle. They're chaotic. What a hit. Damn, if he'd have grabbed that. Yeah. That's insane. He did that last year a lot. I wouldn't put that into a scenario saying I'm comfortable with him doing it, but he's done it enough. You got to factor that in, just the improvisation that he has. Yeah, they are going for it on 4th. They did that a lot. They're comfortable with it. Mm. Yep. Sorry, man. That wasn't a huge play. Hey, number 7. I ain't hearing no shit from you, bud. Good Lord. Physical ass team for the Big 12, man. I wouldn't expect anything less from a Kenny Dillingham team, but that was a freaky play. I mean, good block 1. Good block 1. Damn, son. You see him push him all the way out? Hold on. Let's just appreciate that play for a minute. Watch number 1 right here. Just big ass. Just come here. Come here. No. Come here, bitch. That was disrespectful. Like, damn. Good block, though. Yeah, number 2, man. Cole with a K. Why not? Number 4 in a cast, dude. I wrote down earlier he can hit, dude. He's a disruptor. Yeah, he's a disruptor for sure. Sucks, coach. That was a good fake, dude. Yo, how big is number 7? Big dude. Is that their tight end? Number 7. The thing about Arizona State, man, is they're physical, but they also are just kind of making the same type of plays like TCU, just improvising, man, just making plays happen. That's 4th and 1. They're 83% though. No, they're 63. Hey, SMU did not have that kind of play. They did not have dudes like that. It's a fun team, dude. I don't trust him throwing, though. Do not trust him throwing. It's probably why they have 700 passing yards on the year. I'll tell you this though, if the game is close between them and TCU, I'm definitely taking Kenny in a situational game. He's been there way more times than TCU. Number 1, dude. He's gigantic, bro. How are we doing, number 8? That was bad. This is a busted play. Probably don't happen to, dude. I'm telling you, man. 5 forced fumbles on the year. These guys swat. It's impressive. You don't see that. I mean, you don't see that a lot. Number 4, he could have got that. Now watch this guy come in here. Watch him come in here. Hey, they're all swatting. Whole defense. And that's going to come into play, man. I mean, because the TCU's got all these guys in space, and they're not all necessarily like just comfortable ball carriers. Receivers, not a lot of the time are. Look at number 4 right there, man. He's still. That dude's a man. Hey, this is where I'm going. I'm scoring. Don't. He's wide open. I'm okay if those, Levitt. Wide ass open like that. Toss that thing. How that coverage happened. Seam just straight down the middle. Where'd that busted coverage come from? Yeah, dude. Toss that thing. Ain't nobody seeing him. They've got enough skill, man. So like the chaos that they play with, they make up for it from these like big plays. And I know that's what keeps them in these games, and then just consistently running it as well. Didn't see anything like that from TCU's defensive line. Didn't see anything like that. They did that. I mean, Baylor did this against Auburn's defense, so that's no surprise. Defense line looks pretty tired at this point. Yo, number 1 is crazy. Trig. I think he's like 6'5" or something. He's insane. He said, bitch, come here. Watch out. Get that. He's wearing long sleeves. It's crazy. All right, Kenny. Ooh, is that targeting? Yeah. Not on a bad hit, but it's... I don't know. I don't like getting in those calls, but that just seemed late. I don't know what happened. No problem. It's the highlights. It makes it fun. We ain't got to worry about the minutia of it all, even though that's important. They won in a field goal. Okay. That's the thing, though, man. Arizona just feels like they control the game. They got good time of possession. They control the game. You're playing their game, and TCU is going to be going to their place. Good home environment. Yeah, you play their game. All right, man. Oh, God. Did we just watch that whole thing without it record? Man. Oh. That's a bummer. But that's going to happen, man. This is the first freaking time we're doing this, okay? This is the first time. But, all right, so, again, walking through that, that's defeating, man. But that happens, dude. That's life. That's going to happen. You got to push through those types of things. But let's jump into this, man. Takeaways from this game. Let's stop sharing this thing because it didn't share anyways. I've screwed the pooch on that one. All right, but let's look at this thing. Takeaways from it. So again, just to review real quick, we got Arizona State, 30% on third down, which that eyeball test we just watched didn't do it any justice. You got to watch the full game to really see that type of stuff. Fourth down though, they've gone for it 11 times. So Kenny, I knew Kenny. He's situational. He's a metrics analytics guy. He's going to go for it. Rushing yards are good, 800, but it's maybe more out of a necessity that they can't really throw the ball great. I mean, they made some good plays, but they can't throw the ball great. Biggest takeaway though of Arizona State is you're playing their game, man. Like every team they're playing, you're playing. They're dictating. They're playing the game. 33 minutes of time of possession and +3 in turn. That defense. Okay, so I wouldn't say it's like blue chip across the board, just freaks everywhere, but the discipline that they have, and I saw enough times in that game, obviously the way it was highlighted, every defensive back is swatting. 5 forced fumbles on the year. Something to look out for because again, TCU, they're spreading it out. Those guys are in space. Other than number 14, you're probably for TCU, you're probably not getting the ball from him. But they're spreading it out, and those guys aren't really used to that, man. They're not running through traffic. They're usually in space, kind of doing things. So I mean, if those defensive backs can get sticky enough and actually, get in there and get the ball, there's potential for some good turnovers there. And then TCU, just efficiency, man. I mean, 62% on third down, fourth down, 83%. They've gone for it 6 times. Average rush yards 5. Time of possession is 28, but they're pretty explosive. Like, I mean, they're pushing the ball vertically, so I mean, they can score on you quick. And that's where it gets kind of tough with these types of games. TCU can score quick. Arizona State's going to be holding the ball. They're going to limit how many times they can be explosive. Talking about TCU, Arizona State's really got to capitalize on, their slow momentum and working it down the field. Based on what I saw from TCU's defense, though, I would imagine Arizona State's not going to have real big of an issue running that ball effectively between whoever their running backs are and then Levitt being able to kind of squirrel around. That defensive line for TCU feels like they're going to be busy, right? And there's going to be some weird gaps. Again, I don't know if I feel comfortable jumping into this game and, looking at it and saying what the over-unders are going to be or who I think the winner is going to be, but just going off gut, man, looking at the two teams, eyeball test, the athletes in each position. So there's a difference too between, in my opinion, between like athlete themselves, like physical traits, how well they can, how fast they can run, how big they are, and then there's like the scrappy athlete that is playing the specific position, but it always feels like they're improvising. And there was just something about Arizona State's defense, and this is Kenny. This is Kenny. You know, his influence into his team. They're all just kind of doing their thing, and they're thinking outside the box. They're playing their position, maybe not the most disciplined, but like they're doing weird stuff to make shit happen. You know, they're doing stuff chaotically enough that it's almost like if it's chaotic enough, you know, you're studying for a specific test, and the test has, you know, 4 answers, but here comes E. There's an E on this question, and this dude doing something crazy, or you know, a guy with a cast number 4 for Arizona State just coming in and swatting the ball from, you know, a big body X that they have for TCU. So I mean, I could see stuff like that happening in this game. And again, Arizona State's a 2.5 point favorite at home. The over under's 55.5. TCU scored a lot of points in their games. Arizona State's done decent, and they play their game. 27 points per team. Yeah. 55 total. I hate to do this, man, but I think what we'll do with this game, we're gonna put a pin in it. I think that was really fun. Hopefully, it was engaging enough. We kind of walk through it together to kind of see the ins and outs of how we're going about it. Really, really disappointed in myself that it didn't screen share. Only seeing my dumbass face with the reactions, but you know, that's what happens sometimes. And this is the first time, so you got to get your shit together, man. It's gonna happen. I'm not gonna fret about it. I'm not gonna redo it because it is what it is. I've dedicated 51 minutes to this, so we're gonna roll with it. But initial takeaways. That's my analysis of this so far. I think what I'm going to do is we're gonna do stuff like this, and if the game and Big 12 is gonna be like this, man, it feels truly 50-50. Like it eats itself every year. I always feel like this about the SEC though too. Like it's really tough for me to pick games because it's just like so much could happen. Um, but yeah, I think we're going to put a pin in it, and then we'll just kind of do a run through maybe middle of the week. It's Tuesday now, middle of the week, maybe towards the end of the week. This game's played on Friday, so I don't have a ton of time. But walking through it, I think that was fun. Hopefully it was insightful, man. And you know, if it anything entertaining, I seriously doubt. I know myself. I'm not sitting with some fool like myself for 52 minutes. I'm sure that I'm going to have to find a way to condense this. But again, I'm going to put everything over on a thread as well over at the Twitter handle below. I think that's going to be useful. And again, we're 82% so far this year. So we'll walk through, kind of go through things and be able to look at that. And then, yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys. If anyone tuned in, if anyone watched this, the PodDawg Podcast, it was super appreciated. It was fun. I really enjoyed this, man. I think this is something that as I can maybe start to dedicate a little bit more time to it and refine it and actually get the video to play the right way, we should have a good time. But again, yeah, follow over on X, Westbury Chris, first name or last name, then first name. I appreciate you guys. Anyone that listened, thank you again. But yeah, until next time, we'll talk soon. PodDawg out, I guess. We'll figure out like an outro or something. I don't know. Maybe let's do this, man. Like on a nice little outro. Let's play that freaking slapper Riverside again. Till next time, guys. We'll see you out on this song.